Okay, good afternoon. So today we look at the grade 11 paper 1, the paper that you guys have written. Alright. So your paper was 2.5 hours, 425 marks. So okay, so let's go to the first question. The question says solve for x. So as you can see, this is already factorized. It is already in the factor form. So we're going to say that x minus 2 is equal to 0. Or 2x plus 9 is equal to 0. So x is equal to 2 or x is equal to negative 9 over 2. Otherwise, you could have gone from these straight into the solutions, you get the full 2 marks. Okay. The question paper and memo can be found in the description box below. People, for 1.2 it says solve for x squared to 2 decimal places. If you see the 2 decimal places next to the sum, automatically you know you must use the quadratic formula. So you take everything to one side and the equal sign. So then become x squared plus 19 plus x squared plus 18x plus 20 equals 0. So I've got 2x squared plus 18 plus 18 is 36, 37. Nope. We've got 18x. 19 plus 2 is 21. So my quadratic formula is x equal to minus b plus minus the square root of b squared, which is 18 squared minus 4ac over 2a. So x is one of two values. Okay? So you got negative 18 plus the square root of 18 squared minus 4 times a times c over 2 times 2. Gives an answer of negative 1,38. As you can see, there was 2 decimal places. There's 2 decimals, but that 7 is dependent on the number prior to that. Since it's greater or equal to 5, so we change that to 8. You all agree with that? Is it wrong? Sorry?
0.21 is 39.
39. Okay. So why didn't you first answer this mistake? Okay, I thought I used the... Oh, I see my mistake. The arrow 2 is supposed to be between. Okay. You will let me know immediately, miss. So it's going to be positive 39. So again, we use the quadratic formula. X is equal to minus b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So x is equal to, so again, negative 18 a squared minus 4a 39 over 2a. So negative 3,63. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, there we go. Thank you. Negative 3,63. Or we change that positive to negative. Negative 5,67. Okay. Negative 5,37. So to the next one. Your inequality, you take that 6 over the equal sign first. Becomes x squared minus 9x plus 20 is equal to is greater than or equal to 0. It factorizes into x and x, 4 and 5, both negative. Critical values, not x is equal to 4 and x equal to 5. Critical values. Alright. So what we do is we draw 4 and 5. So y must be greater than 0, so it's above the line, not so. So it's apart, so x has to be less than 4 or x has to be more than 5. Since it's equal to, I'll put equal signs as well. Okay. 1.4. I thought it was you earlier on. You. Give me a shock. Alright, what do we do first? As the root is isolated, we're going to square both sides. Not so. So 2 squared is 4 into that square root, cancel the square, x plus 2 equals x squared minus 2x plus 1. Multiply the 4 in, I get 4x plus 8 is equal to x squared minus 2x plus 1. So 0 is equal to x squared minus 2x minus 4x minus 6x. 1 minus 8 is minus 0. Close the door properly, my bro. So x is equal to 7 or x is equal to negative 1. So at this point, we need to check whether it works. I put 7 in. 7 plus 2 is 9. The square root of 9 is 3. 2 times 3 is 6. 7 minus 1 is 6. So that one works. Okay? I put negative 1 in. Negative 1 minus 2 is 1. The square root of 1 is 1. Times 2 is 2. And minus 1 is minus 2. So this one does not work. Okay, I must omit that solution. Okay. Let's look at 1.5. So you got 4 to the x minus 16 is equal to 6 times 2 to the x. So what do I do first? So that can be changed to 2 squared x minus 6 times 2 to the x minus 16 is equal to 0. So what I do is I say let k equals 2 to the x. Now remember that 2 to the 2x can be written as 2 to the x squared. Okay, I write it in terms of the middle term. Okay, so that's going to be k squared minus 6k minus 16 is equal to 0. Trinomial k and k's 8 and 2 minus plus. So k is equal to 8 or k is equal to negative 2. But what is k? 2 to the x. So 2 to the x is equal to 8. So 2 to the x is equal to 2 cubed. So x is equal to 3. On the other hand, we've got 2 to the x equal to negative 2. There's no way those bases can be the same. So no solution on that sum. Okay. 1.6. So firstly, I'm going to swap this denominator around, factorize the denominator. There's 1 minus, swap the binomial around, becomes negative on the outside, so it's x minus 1 minus 4 over x plus 1, x minus 1 equal x minus 3 over x plus 1. So what's my LCM? X plus 1, x minus 1. What's my restriction? X can never be equal to negative 1 and x can never be equal to. So what must this be multiplied by? X plus 1, x minus 1. It's 1 into x plus 1, x minus 1. What must this be multiplied by? X plus 1. So it's x minus 3 into x plus 1. What must this be multiplied by? 1. So negative 4 into 1. What must this be multiplied by? X minus 1. Alright. So from here we just tidy this up a bit. It will be x squared minus 1 minus x squared minus 2x minus 3 minus 4 equals x squared minus 4x plus 3. Get rid of that bracket, so it's x squared minus 1 minus x squared plus 2x minus plus 3 minus 4, bring everything to one side, so it's negative x squared plus 4x minus 3 is equal to 0. That cancels, so it's negative x squared. 2x plus 4x is 6x, minus 3 plus 3 cancel, so it's minus 1, minus 4 is minus 5. Divided by negative 1 is your x squared minus 6x plus 1. Binomial gives me x and x, 5 and 1, both negative. Which means to say x is equal to 5 or x is equal to, you say hang on, there's a restriction here, x can't be 1. So you just put a line there to show you're omitting that solution. Question 2, simultaneous equation, the simultaneous equation. For 1.1, you got x squared minus 3xy equals 4 and x plus 3y is equal to 2. So as we know, we must make x the subject, x or y the subject of the formula of either or. I'm going to make x the subject of the formula. So it's 2 minus 3y. This is equation 1, equation 2, equation 3. So what we do is we substitute equation 2 into equation 3 into equation 1. Can't go into equation 2, otherwise you'll get 0 is equal to 0. Okay. So we go 2 minus 3y squared minus 3y into, remember x is being replaced with 2 minus 3y equals 4. Binomial squared, either write it out twice. So you're going to get 4 minus 6 is 12y plus 9y squared. Get rid of that bracket, so it's negative 6y plus 9y squared minus 4 is equal to 0. 9y squared plus 9y squared is 18y squared. Minus 12y minus 6y. It's minus 18y. And the 4's cancel, not so. So we take out 18y as a common factor. I'm left with y minus 1 is equal to 0. So y is equal to 0 or y is equal to. So what do I do now? I substitute it back into equation 3. So x is equal to 2 minus 3 times 0, which is 2 or, that now goes under that. X is equal to 2 minus 3 times 1, which is negative. So x equal to 2 or x equal to negative 1. 2.2. For 8 marks, you got 32 to the x times y, 2 to the y equals 1, and 3 to the x minus 12 is equal to 27 to the y times 81. So it's a simultaneous equation. So we know that you're going to first make the bases the same for the exponents to be equal. Not so. So we know that 32 can be written as 2 to the power. We say 32 equals shift factorized. Wait, 32 shift factorized is 2 to the 5. Raised to the x times 2 to the y equals 2 to the 0. So it's going to be 2 to the 5x times 2 to the y is equal to 2 to the 0. If you're multiplying and bases are the same, you add the exponents. So it's 5x plus y is equal to 2 to the 0. Therefore, 5x plus y is equal to 0. You set the exponents equal. So y is equal to negative 5x. That's equation 1. Okay? Let's look at the other equation. You're going to say that 3 to the x minus 12, 27 can be written as 3 to the 3 raised to the y times 81 can be written as 3 to the 4. So 3 to the x minus 12 is equal to 3. 3 times y is 3y times 3 to the 4. When you're multiplying and bases are the same way, add the exponents. So it's going to be 3y plus 1. Bases are the same. So therefore, x minus 12 is equal to 3y plus 4. So x is equal to 3y plus 16. This is the equation. So what we do now is set equation 2 into equation 1. So therefore, y is equal to, if I see x, I replace it now with 3y plus 16. So negative 5 into 3y plus 16. 3 times 5 is 15, so it's negative 15y minus 18. And that over becomes 16y is equal to negative 18. So y is negative. You all agree with that? Y is negative 5. Have I solved for x yet? No. And sub that back into there. So therefore, x is equal to 3 times negative 5 plus 16, which is negative 15 plus 16, which is okay. Any confusion there? The word problem. We are told we take 2 taps, one more powerful than the other, are used to fill the container. Working on its own, the less powerful tap takes 2 hours longer than the other tap to fill the container. If both taps are open, it takes 1 hour and 52 minutes and 30 seconds to fill the container. Determine how long will it take the less powerful tap to fill the container on its own for 6 months. Okay, so where do we start? We say let x be the least powerful tap. So therefore, in 1 hour, it will fill 1 hour 10 minutes. Not so. You would agree with that? 2 taps, one more powerful than the other, are used to fill a container. Working on its own, the less powerful tap takes 2 hours longer. So if the less powerful one is x, then the stronger one would be, therefore the stronger pump would be equal to x minus 2. Not so. Now because, okay, x minus 2, so therefore in 1 hour it will fill 1 out of x minus 2. You guys agree with that? Sorry? Okay, so you remember the powerful, the less powerful, the weaker one. If we let that x, and then the stronger one would be 2 hours less. That is why it's x minus 2. If I had by this x, then this would have been x plus 2. Okay. So remember, we're talking about hours here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert the time taken for both pumps working together. I'm going to convert that to hours. Okay. So 1 hour, 52 minutes, so it's 52 over 60, plus 30 seconds. If I divide this by 60, I've converted it to minutes. I divide again by 60, it gives me seconds. So time working together would simply be 1 hour plus 52 minutes. 52 minutes plus 30 seconds. 60 times 60. Give me 1,875. 1,875 of an hour. Why they convert it to hours? Because I am talking about hours here. I could have used this function here as well. 1 hour, 52 minutes, and 30 seconds. You see this button here? Which also gives me 1 hour and 1,875 of an hour. Okay. So why did I do that, people? Is to then calculate. Therefore, working together. In 1 hour, it will fill 1 over 1,875. Okay. So now I've got all the parts to actually set up my equation now. So I can say, therefore, working together, which is 1 over x plus 1 over x minus 2 is equal to 1 over 1,875. Okay. But we know that 1,875, 1 divided by that, gives me 8 over 15. So this here simplifies into 8 over 15. Okay. So what's my LCM now? What's my LCM? 15x into x minus 2. So what must this be multiplied by? 15 in x minus 2. This was multiplied by 15x. This was multiplied by x into x minus 2. Get rid of the bracket, so it's going to be 15x minus 30 plus 15x is equal to x squared minus 2x.
So there's an
8, sorry. Thank you, my dog. 8 minus 16. Okay. Which now in turn gives us 0 equals 8x squared minus 16x minus 15x plus 30 minus 15x. It gives me 8x squared minus 30 minus 46x plus 30 equals 0. So we're going to use the quadratic formula. Minus b. Now I don't have to show my substitution, okay? I've already showed it in question 1. So it's minus b plus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Gives me 5. Or x is equal to 3 over 4. 3 over 4 of an hour. Now remember that this represents the slower one. Now the faster pump or the stronger pump is 2 hours less. So could I subtract 2 from 3/4 of an hour? So in reality, this can't be the case. So what is the question? The question says, you must calculate, determine how long it takes. This is the less powerful pump. So therefore, 5 hours. Okay, it will take the less powerful tank or pump 5 hours to fill the tank. Will you guys understand? Let's go to question 3. In question 3, we are told that given the expression 2x squared minus 4x minus 7, rewrite the expression in the form of a into x plus b all squared plus q by completing the square. So what do I do first? I take out 2 as a common factor. I'm left with x squared minus 2x minus 7 over 2. So what we say is, okay, we got x squared minus 2x plus a number to complete the square with minus that same number minus 7 over 2. And what's this number in question? It's going to be b, which is 2 times half is 1, and 1 squared is 1. This is your perfect square trinomial. So it's simply going to be 2 into x minus 1 squared minus 9 over 2. Get rid of the outer bracket, so it's going to be 2 into x minus 1 squared minus 9. Okay? Any confusion there? No? 3.1.2. Hence determine the maximum or minimum value and state whether it's the maximum or minimum. People, this is positive, so the graph will be smiley. So that will be 1 and negative 9. So this graph has a minimum value of negative 9. And occurs at x is equal to 1. But did I ask you for that x value? No. You don't have to write it. If you want to, you could. 3.2. A seamstress makes the rectangular pillowcases. Okay? The pillowcase has a width of x and a length of 20 minus x centimeters. So you got a rectangular shaped pillow there. The length is 20 minus x and the width is x. Express the area of the pillowcase in terms of x. So area is equal to length times breadth, which is x into 20 minus x, which is negative x squared plus 20x, or 20x minus x squared. Okay. Let's look at the next question. We are then to determine the dimensions of the pillowcase if the area is a maximum. So what do? I complete the square. 3.2.2. I complete the square, so the area is equal to negative as a common factor is x squared minus 20x. Say okay. So we add a number to complete the square with minus that same number. What's the number in this case? 20 times a half, which is 10. And 10 squared is 100, which in turn gives me negative perfect square trinomial x minus 10 squared minus 100. Multiplying the negatives is x minus 10 squared plus. What's the question? Determine the dimensions of the pillow. So what's the dimensions? Therefore, it occurs at an x value of 10. And this is going to be a width, and your length is going to be 20 minus 10, as you can see here, which is 10 centimeter. So in actual fact, it's going to be a square. Okay. 3.2.3. Hence determine the perimeter of the pillowcase. So how do you calculate the perimeter? Perimeter will be 2 length plus 2 breadth, or 2 twice width. So it's 2 times 10 plus 2 times 10. 20 plus 20 is 40 centimeters. Okay? That's fairly simple then. Question 4. Determine the values or the value of x for which the following expressions are undefined. When would this be non-real or undefined? Supposed to be non-real. No? Okay. It's when this is negative, not so. So it's x plus 12 is less than 0. So in other words, where x is less than negative 2. Okay. Where would this be non-real? It's when the denominator is equal to 0. So it's x minus 8 is equal to 0. So x is equal to 8. Next. Without solving the equation, determine the nature of the roots of. People, the nature of the roots is dependent on delta. How do you work out delta? B squared minus 4ac. So what's your B value? 9. So 9 squared minus 4, your A is negative 2 and your C is negative 6. So it's 81 minus 2 is 8, and 8 times 6 is 48. What is 81 minus 48? Is 30? 33. 33. So what can we say about the nature of these roots? Is it real? Yes. The roots are real. Rational or irrational? Irrational. Equal or unequal? When will the roots be equal? If delta is equal to 0. 4.3. In 4.3, we are told that determine the value of the values for p for which the roots will be non-real. People, roots are dependent on what? Delta. And work out delta here. So firstly, get it in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. Get it in standard form. So it's going to be x squared minus 6x plus 9 equals 9 squared minus 4. Everything to one side. So x squared minus 6x. 9 plus 4 is 13 minus p squared is equal to 0. What's my a value? 1. What's your b value? Negative 6. And your c value is called the constant. So we got delta equals b squared minus 4ac. So what's my b value? Negative 6. So negative 6 squared minus 4. A is 1 and c is 13 minus p squared. So it's going to be 36. 4 times 13? 48. No? Don't just say, yeah. 48 is 52. Sorry? 52. Which is plus 4p squared. You want to agree with that? So it's going to give you 4p squared minus, what's 36 minus 52? 16. 36 minus 52. Negative 16. Correct. Alright, so what do we know, people? We know that when the roots are non-real. When are roots non-real? So here, right here. 4 non-real roots. What do we know? Delta is less than 0. So what is delta? 4p squared minus 16 must be less than 0. So I can divide by 4 here. Okay? So you got p squared minus 4 is less than 0. Difference of 2 squares, p and p plus 2 minus 2. So you got critical values here of 2 and minus 2. The negative 2 and 2. So delta must be less than 0, which means to say negative. It's below the line. So is that part? It's continuous solution. So x has to be greater than negative 2, but less than. Okay. Any confusion there? No? Simplify without the use of a calculator. Going to surds. So 20 can be written as 4 times 5. 45 can be written as 9 times 5. This is what we want to see. Yeah? Square root of 4 is 2. And 2 times 3 is 6. Root 5. Square root of 9 is 3 root 5. They're like roots. So it's going to give you 9 root 5. Next one. 12 can be broken up 48 as well as 27. So 6 root 3 into. That can be written as 4 times 3. The largest perfect square going to 48 is 16 times 3. No? Plus root 9 times 3. So it's going to be 6 root 3, 2 root 3, square root of 16, 4 root 3, plus 3 root 3. So 6 root 3 times. They are like roots. 2 minus 4 is negative 2 plus 3 is 1. Root 3 times root 3 is 3. 3 times 6 is 18. 5 for 1.3. As we know, we need to break up so that we can factorize. So it's 2 to the n times 2 to the 1 minus 8 times 2 to the n times 2 to the minus 3. This is all over 2 to the n times 2 to the minus 2. As you can see, 2 to the n is a common factor. I'm left with 2 minus 8 times 2 to the minus 3 over 2 to the n times 2 to the minus 2. That cancels. 2 to the minus 3 is 1 over 2 cubed, which is 1 over 8. So it's 2 minus 1 over 8 times 1 is 8, sorry. 8 times 1 over 8 is 1 over 1 over 2 squared, which is 4. So that is 1 divided by a quarter, which is 1 times 4 over 1, which is 4. Okay. This was straight out of your textbook. And we did this on the board as well, a few times. So 9 can be written as 3 squared, a plus 1 times 2 squared, a minus 2 over. 9 can be written as 3 squared, a plus 1 and the square root thereof, times 12 can be written as 2 squared times 3, a minus 1. Multiply the exponent, so it's 3 to the 2a plus 2. Remember that is multiplied with the a and with the 1. Times 2 to the 2a minus 4 over. That can be written as 3 to the 2a plus 2. Now if I take the square root from surd to radical, if I got the nth root of a to the m, can be written as a to the m over m. Whatever the root is, I must divide it. So there is a square root, so I must divide it by 2. Times 2 times a is 2a, 2 times minus 1 is minus 2, times 3 to the a minus 1. That's going to give me 3 to the 2a plus 2, times 2 to the 2a minus 4, over 3 to the a plus 1, times 2 to the 2a minus 2 times 3 to the a minus 1. Alright, when you're multiplying and base are the same, you add the powers, when you divide and subtract the powers. It's 3 to the 2a plus 2 minus a minus 1 minus a plus 1 times 2 to the 2a minus 4 minus 2a plus 2. So it's 3. 2a minus a cancel. So it's 3 cubed. No, 3 squared times, that cancels, 2 to the minus 2. 3 squared is 9, and that's going to be 1 over 2 squared, which is 4. 9 over 4. Okay. Rationalize the denominator. So the only thing that's making this denominator irrational is the 3, the root 3. So I multiply that by root 3 over root 3. So it's going to be 4 times root 3 is 4 root 3. 3 times 5 root 3 times root 3 is 5 times 3, which is 4 root 3 over 15. Okay.
Memo 13, can you please report?
Now, if you're looking at 11 over 7, root 7 times minus 3, I will multiply this by its conjugate pair. So it's root 7 plus 3 over root 7 plus 3. Why? So that I can multiply the first and the last. So it's 11 into, I'm multiplying the top, root 7 plus 3 over. Root 7 times root 7 is 7, 3 times 3 is 9. Which is negative 2 in my denominator, which is not going to simplify with the number in front. So I multiply that in. So it's 11 root 7 plus 33. Okay. Question 6. Number patterns. Given the arithmetic sequence 17, 24, 33. So how do I move from one term to the next? I'm adding 7, which makes my d value 7. My a value, of course, is 17. Write down the next two terms in the sequence. If I add 7 to 31, I get 38. If I add 7, I'm going to get 45. Alright. The next question says determine the general term for the sequence. So Tn is equal to a plus n minus 1d. My a value of course is 17 plus n minus 1 times 7. Which now gives me 17 plus 7n minus 7. So it's going to give you 7n plus 10. Section 1.3, show that 911 is not a term in the sequence. Okay? So let's see. So if Tn is equal to 911, if it is, then 7n plus 10 is equal to 911. Take that over the equal sign. 7n is equal to 901. Divided by 7. So n works out to be 901 over 7. Gives me 128,71. But remember that n has to be an element of natural numbers, not so. So therefore, Tn will never be equal to 901. Okay. (6.2) Given the quadratic sequence. So what is exclusive to quadratic sequence? There's a second difference, second common difference. So how do I move from 1 to 6? I added 5. 6 to 15, I added 9. 15 to 28, you're adding 30. 28 minus 15, 30. How do I move from one to the next? Adding 4. The question says determine the nth term. So it's quadratic, so Tn is equal to an squared plus bn plus c. So what do I write on the side? 2a. 3a plus b. A plus b plus bottom up. So I get 2a is equal to 4. A is equal to 2. So 3 times 2 plus b is equal to 5. So it's b minus 6 is negative 1. So a, which is 2, plus b is negative 1, plus c is equal to 1. So 2 minus 1 is 1. So c is of course 0. So therefore Tn is equal to 2n squared minus n plus 0, which is equal to that thing. And it's worth testing because it's 4 marks. So I test with term 4. The 2 times 4 squared minus 4 gives me 28, which confirms my general term. Okay? The next question says which term in the sequence is equal to 435? So again, Tn is equal to 435, but what is Tn also? 2n squared minus n is 435. Take that over the equal sign. So 2n squared minus n minus 435 is equal to 0. Quadratic formula, minus b plus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a, which is 2, times c, which is negative 435, over 2 times a. Gives you 15. Or n is equal to, make that of course a negative 29 over 2. But people, this can never be the case. Can't be negative. So therefore T15 is equal to 435. Which means to say, if you take that sequence and you extend it to 15 terms, the 15th term will be 435. Okay. Consider the following pattern. Determine the number of blocks in the fourth pattern. So how many blocks is in pattern 1? 5. Pattern 2? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Pattern 3? 19. So the fourth pattern is just one more. Not so, the fourth figure. So how do I move from 1 to the next? 6. And then? 8. Then? 10. How do we move from there to this? 2 and 2. Not so. So it's going to be 29. Not so. So So therefore, pattern 4 is equal to 29. But what do you notice about this? Quadratic? Not so. How many blocks will there be in pattern 22? One of two things I can do. You can be crazy and extend it by 22 terms, 222 terms, or use a quadratic, or use solve the what's his name? Since it's quadratic, it's going to be 10 is equal to a squared plus bn plus c. So here I write 2a, 3a plus b, a plus b plus c. Bottoms up. Let's go. So a is equal to 1. So it's 3 times 1 plus b is equal to 6. So b is equal to 3. Now a, which is 1, plus b, which is 3, plus c is 5. So c works out to be 1. So my general formula is Tn is equal to n squared plus 3n plus 1. And we test it. We test on term 4, and the answer should be 29. So 4 squared plus 3 times 4 plus 1 is 29. Okay, so it's correct. But what do they want? They want value of the 22nd pattern. Now how many blocks is needed for the pattern 27? The 22. The T22 is 22 squared plus 3 times 22 plus 1. So it's 22 squared plus 3 times 22 plus 1. Gives you 551. Okay. 551 blocks in this case. People, question 7. So you're given P of x is equal to x squared minus 2x minus 5 minus 3. Determine the coordinates of the turning point. How do you calculate the turning point? Using the axis of symmetry, which is minus b over 2a. So it's minus 2 over 2, and a is 1. So give me an answer of 1. So what I do is to calculate the corresponding y value, substitute 1 into the equation. So it's x squared minus 2 times 1 minus 3. So it's going to give you minus 4. So the turning point, TP, is 1 and negative. Okay? 7.2. Yeah, let's keep that in focus. So remember, that's the turning point. 7.2.2. The x-intercept of P. How do you calculate the x-intercept? Let y equal to 0. So x-intercept, we let y equal to 0. So we say 0 is equal to x squared minus 2x minus 3. Trinomial, quadratic formula, or this is fairly simple to factorize. But if you don't know how to factorize, please don't keep yourself brave. Use the formula. I'm sure you guys know how to do it. So x-intercepts are x is equal to 3 or x is equal to negative 1. You look at number 3. The range of P. People, what is range? All possible y values. So we know that this graph is smiling or frowning. Smiling. There's a turning point at one end, minus 4. So the range is y must be greater than or equal to negative 4. As you can see, it's going up. Okay. Normally I would have asked that once the graph is drawn. Okay? So this Ms. Dixon asked it prior to that. Okay? There's nothing wrong with it. 7.2. It says sketch the graph of P showing the intercepts and the turning point. So the x-intercept, we know that is going to be at 3 and minus 1. There's an axis of symmetry at x is equal to 1. On x is equal to 1 is turning at minus 4. From the turning point onward. Okay. And we know that the y-intercept is going to be Don't forget to write in your y-intercept, okay? Next question. Determine the average gradient between x equal to 1 and x equal to 5. Average gradient between x equal to 1 and x equal to 5. Just give me the equation of this graph again. P of x is equal to x squared it feels like I'm alone here. X squared minus 2x minus 3. Okay, so for the average gradient, it's going to give you f of b minus f of a over a minus b minus a. Okay, so this is, or p in this case, no? P of b minus p of a over b minus a. So if you put 1 in here, I'm going to get 1 squared minus 2 times 1 minus 3 minus 5. So it's 5 squared minus 2 times 5 minus 3. And this is all over 1 minus 5. Let's put that in the calculator. 1 minus 2 minus 3 open minus open brackets, 25 minus 10 minus 3 close brackets over 1 minus 5. It's going to give you an answer of 4. So the average gradient is 4. People, what does that mean? That means you say the graph is increasing at the rate of 4. No? Let's look at 7.4. For which values of x is p of x increasing? So it's increasing as x is increasing. So as you can see, as x increases, what happens to this graph here? Decreasing. So is it increasing? For x is greater than 1. Okay, it's increasing for x is greater than 1. 7.5. 7.5. In 7.5, we are told that give me a minute. 7.5, we are told that q of x equal to mx plus c is a horizontal line which only passes through point P at one point. Determine the equation of q. Determine q of x is equal to mx plus c is a horizontal line. So a horizontal line is a line that's going through like this. Okay? So if this is going through, it's a horizontal line which passes through the P, which is the parabola, at one point. So as you can see, it's going through 2 points here. Below this is no points. So the only point that it can be is this line here. Can you see that? So in other words, the equation is therefore y is equal to minus 4. Is that the equation? And the bonus question, we are told that given that m 2 to the m plus n plus 1 plus 2 to the m is equal to 3 to the m plus 2 minus 3 to the m. Determine the value of m plus 1. So here we're going to break up and factorize. So it's 2 to the m plus times 2 to the 1 plus 2 to the m equals 3 to the n times 3 squared minus 3 to the m. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, 2 to the m is common, so it's 2 plus 1 equals 3 to the n, which is 2 squared minus 1. So that's simply going to give us 3. Oh, I made a mistake. This is 3 here. Oh, is that what you're saying? Oh, also 3. Okay, now it makes sense. So it's 2 to the m. 2 to the m times 3 is equal to 3 to the n. 3 squared is 9 minus 1 is 8. So I'm going to put the n's one side, with the variables one side, and the numbers the other side. So So which means to say that's going to cancel, so 2 to the m over 3 to the n is equal to 8 can be written as 2 cubed over 3 to the 1. So what do you notice now? We can now say that, hang on, therefore m is equal to 3 and n is equal to 1. Not so. So therefore m plus n is equal to. So that brings us to the end of paper 1. Okay. Thank you. I'll see you guys tomorrow for paper 2. Please do not stay at home. The question paper and memo can be found in the description box below.